think he got the power, and he got that equalizer. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
This big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying, he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton issued a bold warning to Lamont Roach, advising him to seriously reconsider stepping into the ring again with Gervonta Davis after images and footage of Davis's new, physically imposing look hit the internet. Moton stressed that Davis's combination of brute strength and refined skill makes him more dangerous than ever. He reminded everyone that Tank's position as the face of boxing isn't just hype, it's backed by cold, hard facts. According to Curmel, going through with the rematch is a massive gamble, and one that might not end well for Roach.
The guy put the pressure, got some skills himself, and I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're gonna see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm gonna prove it for the first.
A recent training clip of Gervonta Davis is creating serious buzz online. Even in a short snippet, Davis's transformed physique and increased muscle mass are impossible to miss. He moves with frightening speed and precision, every punch landing with calculated power and ruthless intent. Observers quickly noted that this isn't a casual camp, this is Davis preparing for all-out domination. The video served as a loud message: he's locked in, laser-focused, and determined to make a statement when he steps into the ring again. Curmel Moton opened up about a sparring session with Davis, sharing a perspective few have. He spoke with a mix of awe and seriousness, recalling the overwhelming pressure Davis applied. It wasn't just about physical power, it was the methodical way Tank broke him down. With precision, timing, and unrelenting pace, Davis made it nearly impossible to breathe, let alone counter. That moment gave Curmel a deeper appreciation for the elite level Davis operates at, and the mental and physical toll it takes to even survive a few rounds with him.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me, you coming out of it. What was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really trying to knock me out or nothing like that, but we was going he was using the speed on me. We was both going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm I got all this hype around me.
Despite fully understanding the risks, Curmel once admitted he'd like to face Davis before the champ retires. For him, it wasn't a matter of pride, it was about testing himself against one of the most complete fighters in the game today. He viewed the opportunity not as a guaranteed loss, but as a chance to measure where he truly stands. It's the kind of mindset only true fighters have, the willingness to embrace danger in pursuit of personal truth and legacy.
It is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two, so he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36, or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer, though. From what he said, take care of, not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but...
Curmel has heard the comparisons between himself and Gervonta Davis, and rather than be bothered, he takes it as a compliment. Being mentioned in the same breath as Davis is an acknowledgement of his growth and potential. He understands that Davis has become one of the most defining fighters of this era, someone known not just for wins and titles, but for electrifying performances. For Curmel, the comparison isn't pressure, it's motivation to live up to that high bar.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. Where you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment. When I was an amateur, I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, you know, he faced the boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, you know, and make my own name.
Oscar De La Hoya, one of boxing's most respected voices, weighed in on the looming Davis versus Roach rematch. While he acknowledged Lamont Roach's technical prowess and discipline, he made it clear that Davis operates on a different level. According to De La Hoya, Roach may have skill, but Tank brings an unmatched aggression and ring IQ that's hard to neutralize. From his perspective, Roach is walking into a storm far more dangerous than the one he barely survived the first time.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin added his perspective on the rematch, expressing admiration for Roach's abilities but warning that the upcoming fight is unlikely to be smooth for him. Martin believes Davis's ability to dictate pace and space, along with his punishing power, will force Roach into a defensive shell. He predicts a systematic dismantling, with Davis applying pressure from the opening bell, slowly wearing Roach down both physically and mentally.
They're trying to get that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no. Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him.
For sure, I agree.
Steven Espinoza offered a broader, behind-the-scenes perspective. He emphasized that Davis is at his peak in the 135-pound division, where his power, speed, and timing are perfectly synced. While Davis has competed at 140, Espinoza believes the lightweight class is where he truly thrives. He also shed light on failed negotiations for a fight with Shakur Stevenson, hinting at complex contract issues behind the scenes. Still, Espinoza remains confident that Davis's star power continues to rise.
Yeah, for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, you know, of Canelo, the bar is always high. You know, when you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, you know, people expect a lot from him. You know, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, you know, early on, like back early, you know, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
You know, I just think there were, you know, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, you know, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, you know, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, you know, and so he's got his deal, you know, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, you know, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, you know, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. You know, overall, I think 135 is his best weight.
Inside Davis's training camp, it's clear he's not just preparing, he's asserting dominance. One jaw-dropping moment stood out when Davis reportedly dropped a sparring partner with a single punch, drawing stunned reactions from even the most experienced trainers. This kind of display isn't unusual for Tank, whose sparring sessions often mirror the violence of real fights. His current focus suggests he's looking to make a loud and final statement in the rematch.
Once Tank felt one more power, you actually really think that one more takes power.
I don't think anybody can take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not get in there with me. That's how they do it.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right?
Keep it a beat, yeah.
No, it happened.
You ready?
Want to see me?
Yeah.
Lamont Roach is entering the ring with more than just hope. With only one loss on his record, he comes prepared, sharpened by experience and more strategic than ever. Roach's style now mixes patience with precision, and he's learned how to capitalize on every small window of opportunity. Mentally, he's clear-eyed and determined. He's not stepping in to survive Davis's power, he's stepping in to beat it.
They're selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face the Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. So you take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's gonna be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. It didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top. Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol Better BF just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank.
Roach's resume speaks for itself: world titles, high-level performances, and a calmness under fire that few possess. Though Davis tends to dominate headlines, Roach has built his own legacy through consistent excellence. He's not the type to crumble under pressure. His ability to adapt, adjust, and fire back has set him apart. That draw with Davis wasn't a fluke. It forced the boxing world to question Tank's aura of invincibility and gave Roach a new level of respect.
Like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go, in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Oh, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it
Nah,
won't
there's
go
too many
past-
holes. Too many holes in the game of too many holes. Too many holes. Too many holes. Too many holes in this game.
Cut that right on out. Okay, cut that out.
Too many holes in this game, man. Y'all know, man. Come on, ain't nobody stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, you can see that he got a lot of holes in this game, man. You know, he's very unconventional, but you know, got some pop on his shots, but that's it. You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9.
How shocking would it be if Rolly pulled the upset?
That'll be shocking as hell if Rolly pulled off the upset. But I think Rolly's damaged goods, man. I mean, if you look at his last couple of fights, bro, he hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, bro. He hasn't been the same. You know, sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career, man. He's just not the same. He's not the same mentally. He's not the same physically, bro. And after he left his coach, the coach has been, that was coaching starting out, Bullet. He looks a little different. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks different, bro. He's not the same fighter.
What about Devin returning against Ramirez?
Good fight, but Devin should be able to outbox Ramirez. I love Ramirez to death. I love him to death, but he can be outboxed. You know, he comes forward. He got great left hook. We're going to see if Devin learned anything. A little slower with the left hook, but Ramirez got pop. He got pop on that left hook, man. So it's a good test for Devin, because you already know what's lying.
After the fight, Davis's comments sparked backlash. Instead of giving Roach full credit, he attributed the draw to personal distractions and rust. Many in the boxing world weren't pleased with that explanation. Critics felt it undermined the impressive performance Roach put on and suggested poor sportsmanship on Davis's part. While Tank has every right to assess his performance, dismissing Roach's effort rubbed many fans and fighters the wrong way.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already known, but the fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevens, etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else, and that is the hairstylist situation. My humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing is going to look at that like, I don't want to hurt my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out in public and made multiple claims on all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it, no one cares. Nobody even believe it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments, should she have remained quiet or should she have did what she did, but she spoke up? You let me know.
Through all the controversy and conversation, one fact remains constant: Gervonta Davis is a master of adaptation. Mid-fight, when circumstances shift, Davis doesn't panic, he recalibrates. Whether he's adjusting range, altering tempo, or flipping the script from defense to offense, Davis always finds a way to impose his will. This adaptability is what makes him so dangerous. Even when he's on the back foot, he's never truly out of control.
Going to try to get to us, but we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. A lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you.
He reminds me of the old-time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building.
When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love it. I love the analogies.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like, bang, oh my God, I should open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walked into that room. Garcia walked into that room, So he don't. And that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of all time.
That wraps up today's breakdown of the Davis vs. Roach rematch hype. From Curmel's warnings to Tyson's insights and inside camp stories, the narrative is growing hotter by the day. Stay tuned and let us know in the comments, will Tank silence the doubters, or is Roach about to shock the world again?